Hey guys, it's Crystal Renee here. Welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, thanks for joining. Hey my planty friends, welcome back to my channel. Before we get started, if you can please give this video a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and click the bell so that you can be notified whenever I post a video. Now, as you read in the title, we will be combining a few plants here today. The first plant that we will be combining is my Philodendron silver sword. As you can see, I have these two plants here. I'm going to combine them into one. This one is currently in soil, and this one is currently in my pond mixture. So I will be putting them both into pond, and I will also be staking them up on a moss pole. So if you're interested to see the finished product, then stay tuned. Let's check out this plant. As you can see, it has the roots coming out of the bottom. I'm going to try to be careful when removing it. Wow. I don't know if you can see that, but this plant has a lot of nice roots. So I don't want to ruin them. I just want to try to gently remove the soil from around. So if you don't know already, it is easier to remove soil from the roots of your plant when your soil is dry. If your soil is wet, it may be a little difficult when removing. So this soil is, I want to say damp. It's not completely dry and it's not saturated either. So it is a little easy to remove. But as I'm feeling in the inside, I can feel a little, just a tiny bit of moisture. So that is why I say it's not completely dry. So I'm just trying to get all up in there and massage the dirt out as much as I can. And as I'm massaging, it kind of feels like there is one of those little things they put around the roots at your big box stores. And yes, it is. I'm going to rip around it. You probably can't see what I'm doing, but I'm kind of ripping it off from around the roots. It's like a little sheet. I don't know if you can see it here. It's right up in here. I'm gonna remove that. Sadly, it ripped off a little bit of my roots with it. But that is why you don't want that on your plants, because it kind of smothers the roots. I have no idea why they do that. I'm sure they have their reasoning of why they do that, but in the long run, I don't think it's quite healthy for your plant. So you just want to remove that and kind of let your roots breathe. Okay, so this is what my roots are looking like. I am going to go rinse this off and come back and show you the finished product. So I rinsed as much as the dirt off as I could without damaging any roots. If you did not know, when going into pond, you don't have to completely clean your roots off. Just get off as much as you can. And eventually, when your new set of roots grow out and as you continue to water your pond, the roots will clean themselves. And that is one of the great things about pond. Opposed to leca, you kind of want to get your roots as clean as possible, but with pond, it's not necessary to get all the dirt off. So with this plant, I'm going to remove it from the pond because I will be potting it up in another planter, which is this planter here. And because I'm going to be using this catch pot for it, I'm going to put it inside so that way when I pour the pond inside, if the leca pours out the holes at the bottom, it will be fine. Now this plant kind of got knocked over. I noticed nobody wanted to fess up to it, so it's okay because I'm repotting it. So if you haven't checked out the roots of this plant before, this is what they're looking like. So now that there is some at the bottom, I can go ahead and pour that out of there so you can see what I'm doing. I should set the moss pole in how I want it. Just like that. The further back, the better. Because we want to set the backs up against the pole. Now, because these silver swords are kind of growing kind of wildly, it's going to be kind of awkward at first. But once they start growing the correct way, they should push themselves up against the pole. This one and from this one. So what I'm going to try to do is put this directly under a grow light so that way it can grow upwards. You see how that it's leaning forward? Hopefully, eventually the leaves will start to go upwards instead of forward. And that way I can attach them onto the pole a little bit easier. But right now it kind of looks a little crazy. But I think eventually it will look the way that it should. So this is what she's looking like after being potted up. I think she looks cute. And hopefully eventually, like I said, she starts to grow up this moss pole and live her best life. So next, we're gonna pot up some of my Marble Queen Pothos and my Philodendron Lemon Lime. I've already rinsed them off and checked out the roots. So the next thing to do is pot them up in pond. I'm gonna put this in this planter because I feel like it doesn't have many roots. I think that'll be perfect for that. With putting those in there. And then I'll put these maybe in a larger planter, only because this bunch is quite full. It's pretty full, so I don't want to just shove them into something smaller. So maybe in here, and that'll give it plenty of time to fill in the bottom. So I have my pond mixture here, and so I'm gonna gather these up as I did before and backfill. Okay, fill up to like so. to start filling on the opposite side. And I'm just gonna go all the way around until it's completely filled. So I think that looks pretty good. I have this planter here that I'm going to use as a catch pole. Oh, I think that looks so cute. And once it perks up, it's gonna look really good. So I think that looks good in there. So I'm gonna gather all my cuttings. And I'm gonna kind of work myself around the planter here with filling it up. Oh, we lost the leaf there. Give it a little shake. So we're gonna put this in here. We're gonna go ahead and fill that with water. And as you can see, I have all 3 plants nicely potted up. I hope they enjoy their new homes. If you watch this video to the end, you're greatly appreciated. And as I always say, enjoy peace, spread love, and be blessed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Click the notification bell so that you never miss a post. Share with all your planty friends. And follow me on my Instagram so that we can interact.